Hi everyone and welcome to Studio de Sol. My name is Lena and today's video is going to be the first episode of my little winter series of the polymer clay decoration and designs. The first tutorial that I'm going to share with you, it's going to be about spoon decoration and I'm going to be showing how to make little unicorns. So let's get started. And if you want to support my channel, don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe, like this video, and let's keep going. And the first thing that I'm doing for this project is creating the draft on paper to see how I want my future design to look like. And after I picked my color scheme, I start mixing the clay, and in this particular tutorial it's gonna be unicorns. So for that I'm making all of the colors a little bit softer or a little bit brighter, and I'm doing that adding the white clay to the original like red color or to the blue color. As you can see, I'm using a pasta machine to mix the colors, but you can do the same thing just using the rolling pin. And after all of my colors are mixed and ready, I start to forming the base that goes on top of the spoon. And before I start working with the white clay, I usually like to clean my hands using the cotton pad and the lotion. I'm just rubbing my fingers to get rid of like any dust or little hairs that might be on my hands, because it's very visible on the white clay. So as you can see, I'm taking a little piece of the white clay, creating like a little round sphere and attaching this on top of my spoon. And after that, I just start creating a little cone shape for like a future unicorn body, where the neck is going to be the smallest part and the rest of the little body, it's going to go a little bit wider. And after the base is ready, I start doing the little details that's gonna go on top of it. And the first item that I'm doing is taking a smaller piece of the white clay and I'm creating a little sphere shape smaller than the actual body, and that's gonna be the future head. Alright, I prepared my future hat and now I'm putting this on the side and we're gonna work on the future coat. And I decided to do this deeper red color for my future fur coat. And again, I flattened it on my pasta machine on the minimum, so it's super flat. And now I'm taking the fabric that I like the texture and just applying the fabric on top of my clay, rolling it to transfer the texture on my clay. And the next what I'm doing is measuring the size and how the future coat is gonna be on the unicorn. after that, I also adding the coat on the future hands. So again, I'm taking the white clay, creating a little sausage shape, if I can say so, and after that adding the layer of the coat on top of it, so kind of creating a sleeve. The next little detail that I'm making is the legs for the future unicorn. For that, I'm taking again 3 pieces because I'm doing 3 unicorns, trying to make them relevantly in the same shape and same size. And it's gonna be like a little cone. It's gonna be a smaller top and a wider bottom of the leg. And I wanted to add a little fur edges to my coat, and for that I'm taking a piece of white clay and making to the like a thin thread and applying this on all of the edges of my coat. And after that, I attached it like properly so it sticks to the body. And then I'm taking my needle and kind of start loosening the surface to create the fur texture. And same procedure I do with the future sleeves. And what I'm doing next is creating a little ornaments that my unicorn's gonna kind of hold in front of them. And I'm doing the cane, the ginger cookie, and the branch of the Christmas tree. For the candy cane, I'm taking 2 colors, white and red, making them again to the thread shape. After I twisted 2 threads, I start rolling them again to kind of push the colors together. And after that, I'm making the size that I need, cutting the edges and just bend one of the sides. For the ginger cookie, I'm taking an darker orange clay. If you don't have the color, you just can mix it, like mix the dark brown with the white. Then I'm using an old toothbrush to also like loosen the surface to create a bread effect, a bread texture effect. And after that, I'm cutting out the shape of the cookie and adding some decoration using green and red colors, creating like a frosting. And for the Christmas tree branch, I'm just taking the green clay, again making it into the thread shape, doing like a branch, so it's like a main and 2 little ones, and then again creating the texture using my knife, or you can use the needle. And now I'm taking the rest of my colors that I mixed earlier and start creating the future tail and like a horse mane for my unicorns. And again flattening out my clay on a like minimum thickness and cutting out a little stripes of each color. And after that, I'm just applying them all together and again start twisting and make the lines going in one direction. And for that, I mixed all of my colors in different combinations, and I started attaching the head to the body. For that, I'm using a little pins. I apply a little bit of the liquid polymer clay and then sticking it into the head, cutting like an excess length and sticking it to the body. And after that, I'm applying and attaching the hands and legs using a little bit of the liquid clay. When my legs, head, and arms are attached, I'm baking the base just to avoid the future damages. You can leave it like that and apply everything and bake everything together. I just was worried that like something might come out while I was like working on the little details like the mane and the tail, so I decided to bake it first. I left it for like 40 minutes, maybe not enough, but it's gonna be get baked again, so it's pretty much doesn't matter. What matters is for the clay to like harden a little bit so you won't move any parts. After baking this, you can see one of my unicorns lost a leg, and I think I'm not gonna use that one. I'm just gonna remake it in case. I also decided to add some hats to my unicorns. For that, I'm taking again the pink clay, cutting a little stripe, and then twisting this into the cone, and then just measuring on the hat how I want the little tip of the hat to go. It's I made 3 different directions. One goes to the back, one goes to the side, and one goes to the front. But what I'm doing next is start applying the mane, taking little threads and sticking them again to the top of the head, putting some on the side, then create a little bang at the front. And in this step, what I forgot to add a little ears to my unicorn, so I applied everything but ears. And I noticed that when the unicorns were already baked, so don't miss that step. Do the little ears. For the horn, I'm taking the gold clay, again flattening it out in like a thread shape, then doing 2 of those threads and twisting them together, and then just making the tip of like one side a little bit like thinner. And after I'm done adding my mane, I'm adding the hat on top, and again to create this little fur texture, again applying the white thread around the hat and loosening the surface. And now it's time to add on those little ornaments that the unicorns are holding. And I'm adding a little bit of the liquid glue for the clay to stick better. And as you can see, I'm gonna add 2 candy canes to one unicorn, then another one gonna have the little Christmas tree and the cane, and the third one's gonna have the ginger cookie. And I'm checking again my unicorns, see if I like them, do some final touch-ups, and putting them into the oven. I'm gonna keep them in the oven a little bit longer just because, again, the clay layer is like thick, so I kept them in the oven for an hour. This is the final result. Share with me in the comments below how you like this tutorial. If you're gonna follow my tutorial, don't forget to mention me. I'll be very happy to see your designs. And this is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe to my channel, and we see each other in the next video.